Well, welcome to One More Thing, a ministry here at First Baptist Kirksville. I'm Jason Marlin. I'm here with Travis Kurtman. Today is our first ever podcast / vodcast. A couple of months ago, Travis came and said, hey, we ought to start one of these podcasts up. And I got to thinking about it a little bit. I was like, yeah, okay, let's work that. So why did you think we needed to do this?
And, actually, it just came together so well. As a church, we always want to try and strive to do one more thing, right? And so it all kind of made sense. Like, what else can we do here at First Baptist to reach out to the people, to be good shepherds, to spread the gospel even further? And I thought, hey, man, a vodcast would be a really great idea.
So we kind of put our heads together a little bit, kind of come up, so what are we wanting to do? So we've got really about 3 or 4 things that we want to do on each episode. The first is this: we really just want to encourage our listeners. We want to help them to walk with Christ a little bit better, and that'll take a little different shape each week, I think. And secondly, we also want to review maybe the Bible reading for the week or maybe the worship service. So I know, Travis, a lot of times maybe I'm preaching and I don't get through everything, or maybe some people have some questions afterwards. So it gives us an opportunity to talk a little bit more about that, right?
Yeah, that's right. And as a worship pastor, I don't frequently get the opportunity to say, hey, we're doing this song and this is why we're doing this song. This is what it means. This is how it goes in with the service. So sometimes, some people may have a question or like, hey, how does this song fit into what you guys did? Because we try to be very positive and on point of what we're doing Sunday mornings.
And then, of course, we want to do one more thing each week as well. And with that, we're probably going to go through a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of ideas on how to make your life better. And, of course, we're probably going to try to end each podcast with a little humor, a little bit of fun things. So you want to make sure you stay and listen to the end, and hopefully you'll get a chuckle or a laugh or two as well. So let's dive in. Can we dive right in? And we want to this is going to be a little short since it's our first one. We don't have the review, et cetera, and all that kind of stuff. But we do have some suggestions for you, how to make your 2025 be the best that it can be. So I've got about 9 different things that we want to talk through and go over to help you have a better 2025. The first is this. What do you think about this, Travis? Some people need to just commit to fewer things. Right? I think some people are so busy, either personally or in their family. We need some downtime, right? We just need to strike some things off our calendar. What do you think about that?
I think that's a really good number one. A lot of times we can get burnout, or we can spread ourselves too thin. I've heard it said around here a lot that, you may be really awesome at doing these couple of things, but you're trying to spread yourself out and maybe branch out a little bit further too much. And so that can be really tiring on you. It can pull you away from things that are more important, like it says, your family, or other things.
So we want to encourage you. Maybe you need to start off by just committing to fewer things. Scratch off some of those things that take so much time away. In fact, some people are missing church because you're so over programming. So we want to encourage you to do that. A second thing is kind of easy, but hey, just get some more sleep. Actually, that'll fix so many issues. If you're staying up late, go to bed a little earlier. I think getting some sleep is helpful.
Hey, this is a really good one for me because I love to take naps. And so I'm going to make sure Savannah sees this.
In fact, I saw a cool hat one day. I'm going to buy you one day. It said, Jesus also took naps. So I think that's a good reminder for us. Well, the third thing, and this is kind of touching base of what we're trying to get across this year, is choose a Bible reading plan. Follow it, because I really believe that daily Bible reading really will change your life. In fact, we've got a brand new one out for 2025. It just started yesterday on January 1st. So if you've not picked up one of these Bible reading plans, jump into it. I really think a small little change in your life, small change in your routine, like a Bible reading plan, will have huge impacts for this year. What's next? What do we got next?
We got number 4, make community at church a massive priority. It says take part in corporate worship. You were designed for it. Engage in a small group, Sunday school, serve, invite people over. This has been huge for us to invite people to our home and just, outside of the corporate worship services on Sunday morning, I think it's important for us to have that fellowship with other Christians.
So the name of our podcast is One More Thing. So maybe you're already attending church. You're a regular attender, and that's awesome. We love that. We're proud of that. But can I ask you to do this? One more thing. Maybe you've not started Sunday school or maybe you've not got involved in a life group, or maybe you've not been faithful in giving, or maybe you've not started volunteering yet. Can you pick one more thing this year in 2025? Commit to it, let's just say for 3 months. I'm going to do one more thing consistently for 3 months that I haven't been doing previously, and just see how dramatic that changes your life.
That's good.
Number 5, I think this is important too. Set some goals. Maybe they're physical goals, I need to lose some weight, or maybe it's spiritual goals, I need to do the Bible reading, or maybe it's family goals, I want to spend more time around the dinner table with us all together, or financial goals. But I think it's important as a family, as a Christian especially, to set some goals to try to improve each year.
Hey, that's a good one. I saw a post on Facebook just the other day, about setting goals. It's all about baby steps, really, or taking that next step. Not, hey, what am I going to do 10 steps from now? But just do the next thing that you can do. Walk around the block one time. If you do that every day, that's a lot of walking. You don't have to go run a marathon right off the bat.
I heard something else, and this goes into number 6 for us, is do hard things regularly. And try to make yourself, go a little bit further, do a little bit harder. Maybe it is waking up a little earlier so that I can read the Bible. Maybe it is spending some time, apart from the football field or the soccer field so that I can concentrate on worship. And maybe those things will help out a little bit, but really do hard things. And I think that leads to the next one, which is number 7 for us. Just start getting moving. I know for me, this was important last year or whatever. Just start working out. I know I started with Justin Honey, and then Ethan came on, these young guys who got me in the gym and said, hey, I'm going to push you. I'm going to make you run a little harder, lift a little bit more. Those little small things that were helpful for me just to get a little bit more physically fit, and that was a good thing for me to do. Give us the next one, Travis.
Number 8, start a morning routine that kickstarts all of the above. So how do we do that? Maybe it's, hey, have your routine. You get up, you get coffee, you sit down, you start reading your Bible plan. Maybe first thing you do is more physical, so you want to go work out or you want to go run around the neighborhood, that kind of thing. But just starting that morning routine, getting used to what you're doing every day. For me, I don't do it all the time. I used to do it regularly, but hey, when I get up in the morning, I'm going to make my bed first thing. That way, hey, the first 30 seconds I'm awake, I've already made my bed. I've done something.
I got a question for you. Like Sarah loves making our bed every morning too. She kicks me out of the bed so that she can make the bed. I think there's no need for that. I'm going to get back in the bed in a few hours.
Hey, here's what you do. You get you a nap blanket. The bed's made. Hey, that's nice. So that's good to lay down on a made bed. Get you a nap blanket.
I guess really probably what gets me is her kicking me out of the bed so that she can make the bed. That just really is.
Well, maybe that's a number that's coming up. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Well, number 9, I don't know if that's it or not. Seek to love Jesus more.
Yeah, see, that's a good start.
Seek to learn to really lean into Jesus. And really, I like this last part because it says by leaning into obedience. I think there's a lot of things that we know we should be doing that we're not doing. Or maybe it's reversed. There's some things that we are doing that we know we shouldn't be doing. So one thing for 2025 is for us to actually identify that and then to seek Jesus and follow him in obedience.
And that's great. And that's number 9, but hey, I think that should be number 1, because if we seek to love Jesus more and if we're leaning into obedience, all of these things are going to come naturally to us.
Well, look, I don't want to leave our first podcast with just kind of a list of do's and a list of encouragements. I want our listeners to get to know us a little bit better, for them to get to know you a little bit better. So I've got some questions here that you haven't seen yet. So don't be trying to cheat on me over here. I got about 3 different questions for you, and I want you to see if you can explain the real Travis Kirkman.
Let's do it.
All right, you ready? Here's the first one. We just got through with Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the best Christmas gift you received?
Man, I got from Savannah and the girls this year a matching, like a week set of Ninja Turtle socks. And I've been wearing them every day. Not the same pair, because there's different colors and different Ninja Turtles. I have one, how many is there? 4? So I got 4, and then I rotate, and then I just do them all again.
So let's get to know you a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Which is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Growing up, I was always Raphael.
Okay, is that the orange one?
Yeah.
Okay. I like Donatello. He's the purple one. He had like the big stick.
I got him on today.
Yes,
I got Donatello on right here.
He's my favorite. He has this big stick. He can kick.
He's a good one.
He can hurt people with the stick.
Good, he's good.
All right, I got another question for you. Ready? We just passed over New Year's Eve to January 1st. Do you have any resolutions this year? So we're going now. You're recording, so we're gonna keep okay.
Keep me in line. Keep me in check.
And like February 1st, we're going to say how you doing. So what kind of New Year's resolutions?
I told Savannah the other day. This was of course before the new year. That I was going to start running again. And I was even texting my brother the other night, I'm going to start running again this year. He's like, yeah, me too. He's like, I'm really wanting to run a marathon finally this year. And I said, let's do it, man. We'll do it together. And he said, there's some coming up this fall. I said, I'll be in shape by then. And what is today, the 2nd?
I was about to say, today's January 2nd. So
I haven't even ran this year yet. So.
And just looking at the weather, also, next week, I think the high's like 5.
Yeah.
So how's your running New Year's resolution taking place?
Listen, I'm taking donations for a treadmill. They're pretty expensive these days, so if anybody's got a cheap treadmill out there, I'll be interested in it.
I don't know if you know this. I know you do know this, but our church is large. We actually have some ladies that regularly go down to the basement and they just walk.
I could just join
You know what you could do?
Yeah.
You could just run the basement.
I'll just run the whole church.
Just run the whole church up and down.
That
could be that could be your New Year's resolutions. Just to run up and down. All right, I got one last one. Ready? This should be easy. All right. What are you most excited about here at First Baptist for the next coming year?
There's so many things. I don't know even where to start with that. Listen, God's been so good to us here at First Baptist in 2024. You get to that point in life, at times, and we're like, man, I don't even know how life can get any better. But God just proves himself over and over and over again. We've had tremendous church growth in number, in baptism, in salvation. Our college ministry's rocking. A lot of people are wanting to join the worship team. Man, everything's just going so well. Man, I'm looking forward to this Vodcast. I think it's going to be a really cool thing. I think it's going to work out really well. I think people are going to enjoy listening to our dumb things we have to say at times, but also, there might be a little bit of wisdom in here for sure. All right, Jason, so you asked me those 3 questions, so I'm going to do the Uno reverse card on you. I'm going to ask you the same questions. So what's the best Christmas gift you received this year?
All right, so this year, all right, let me think real quick. All right, so here's one that Sarah gave me I was really loving. She gave me the Ninja ice cream maker.
So we both have Ninja themed things.
You got Ninja Turtles, I got Ninja ice cream. It doesn't help with the running though but I love it. So this was cool. I've already started. My kids are already giving in their recipes. I want. In fact, this morning Knox was asking me for strawberry. I don't have strawberry, but I did make pineapple sorbet because I'm a fan. So I can make not just ice cream, I can make fancy ice cream.
Sorbet, is that Greek? What is that?
I think it's probably Italian. I don't know. I think I've had some when I went to Italy. Sorbet. It's just basically fruit, so it's really awesome. So if anybody welcome to my house to have some pineapple sorbet, that was my best gift.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm really looking forward to having some of that sorbet.
That's right.
From your Ninja ice cream maker thing with my Ninja Turtle socks on. It's going to be awesome. Okay, question number 2. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
See, well, I started working out this past year, but I just need to be more consistent with it. Mm-hmm. Jack's already complaining with me. Jack's he's really good at consistency when it comes to running and when it comes to working out. I like to work out, but I've gotten really. What do you say that I fell off the wagon on if you say that on a church podcast? I've gotten lazy the last couple of months and not been able to do that not been able to. That's probably not the right way. I have not worked out the last couple of months. So I really need to get back in that. I don't make resolutions. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't really say, I'm going to do this, do that. But that would probably be something that I need to do, not to make a resolution. But you can ask me in February. Say,
hey, man, you're always open to run around the church with me if you want to.
We can do that.
All right, question number 3, last question. What are you most excited about at First Baptist this coming year?
Yeah, I'm like you, man. There's so much, and it really is a joy to work here. It's a joy to serve this church. I think I say it from the pulpit so many times. This is the best church I've ever served. I love this place. But I guess if I'm looking forward to something, it really is it's changed lives. I love seeing people, maybe they weren't active in church, and then all of a sudden, they're regular. Yeah. There were people who maybe weren't, diving deep into discipleship, and then now all of a sudden they're getting involved, and not only being trained in discipleship, but then they're they're training others in discipleship. So I just love to see the changed lives. Whenever we see maybe it's a dad, being baptized and leading his family into church and walking with the Lord, or it's a youth that's realizing, like, I'm feeling a call to missions or feeling a call to ministry, and seeing there's that transformation. So really, ministry is always exciting because you never know what's happening next. You never know who's walking in the door next. So being able to see those changed lives is really a joy. I guess I'll close with just kind of one of these stories. I served at a church called Flag Lake Baptist Church. It was in Sarah, Mississippi. And that's really what it was called, Sarah, Mississippi, a small town. And we experienced, it's almost like a revival kind of time, So like every week we would have new people in the church, and every week people would either be joining the church or people would be coming to Christ. And I loved what church members said. Somebody would say, I can't wait to come next week just to see what God's going to do. Yeah. And I like, man, that's an awesome thought, isn't it? Yeah. I can't wait to come next week to see what God's going to do.
And I think that's true for our church here at First Baptist here in Kirksville. People are excited to be here. Yeah. They want to come to different events and different things going on, but people are really excited to be here on a Sunday morning. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, so again, I hope that our people think the same way. I can't wait to see what God's going to do. So, especially with this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of that vodcast, I think one thing that you could probably help out in that is, of course, subscribe. Right? You find out a place that you watch or do it and hit that subscribe button, or if it's linked on Facebook or whatever, like that, share that. Yeah. That way we can know, hey,
dig it.
That's right. People like
and
this.
And if nobody watches it, we'll stop doing it.
We'll stop doing that. That's right. So maybe kind of like you're running. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, this is going better than the running, because I ain't even started running yet. This is the first one. We're doing it. It's happening.
All right. So let me close out and just encourage you one more time. Hey, do one more thing. We're going to try to encourage you throughout the year with some good ideas. Hopefully, we're going to try to help you take those next steps throughout the year. And if you've got some ideas that you'd like for us to talk about, some ideas that you'd like to hear more about, hey, email them to us, text us to us, and we would love to answer your questions on the Vodcast. So, saying goodbye, Travis.
See y'all next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.